It's the holiday season. We're right in the midst of it. And do the holidays interfere with your cane training? How does that work? How do you survive the holidays so that come January, you're not, you don't feel like you're rolling into, into the holiday season. You're starting all over again. Welcome to those of you who are here, especially if you're seeing this for the first time. I'm Joe Robaina. Before you do anything else, go ahead and hit that like button. If you really like the content, subscribe and hit the little bell icon so you don't miss any future content, and avail yourself. We have free resources. The most important one by far, the no-cost cane clarity call. You do that by texting the letter CCC to the number on the screen. In less than 24 hours, we will be on a phone conversation with you, answering all your questions. Most importantly, especially at this time of the year, the best time to have done this was a couple months ago. The next best time is now, so that moving into 2025, you are clear. That's why we call it a clarity call. You're clear on what to do first, second, and third, and you really make 2025 your best cane training year ever. If you have goals, let us know. We will show you the shortest, quickest, most effective, enjoyable way of getting there. You also have Facebook groups that you can just request entry. Look at the description below, and they will let you right in. So you have increased, it's a time where you have social commitments, right, which equate to being time crunched, which equate to somehow increased caloric intake. You know what I'm talking about, right? So does it interfere with your kid? Did you just say, man, this is too much, and you put your cane training on hold? Should you do more cane training during this time to try to offset that? And my answer to both of those is do neither of those. Do not let it sit. Do not go overboard, because it is unnecessary, and you're looking about it in the wrong way. This is something that you do like you do anything else. This is ideally a lifestyle, and so it is with this. Right? Regardless of what we're going through, that's what it is. You can skip a day. There's no hand slapping. There's no anything like this. SV is a daily game, right? And I'll talk about that in a minute. But at the very minimum, it's a weekly a game, right? At the very minimum. And so what do? The holidays shouldn't upset anything, because it doesn't really upset. You're still keeping up your hygiene. You're still, brushing your teeth, in the mornings, and it's the same thing. This is the way you go about your day. And it's always easiest if you can get it done in the morning, and do whatever you have to do to get it done, because it'll set the tone for the rest of the day, and you can handle everything that comes up, right? So let me give you an example. As you well know, if you follow Sobrevivencia, walking with that cane, right? What we call the SV walk. If you're not familiar with this, you can look it up. We have other videos on this, but if you're a member of the annual group, certainly you're familiar with the SV walk. Well, this isn't just walking. You can go and walk at the mall, right, during this time, or if you're out there traveling. Does that count as walking? Absolutely, it counts towards your steps. What's the difference? The difference is that when you're doing SV walking, your head is in the game. You are very much by design usually breathing or clearing your mind. You might be praying, you might be, right? Your mind is there. Not necessarily when you're walking out in the mall and you're with friends and family, you're having a conversation, and both should be enjoyable. Both should be enjoyable. So how do you do this? Well, what if you wake up in the morning while you're still laying in bed, you do your you're clearing, you get clear mentally, and you do your breathing, and you're doing your prayer there. And then as you start off, can you get those 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes? It doesn't have to be long. You don't have to be there for an hour. If you can, go for it. But again, those smaller, frequent sessions, 2 sessions throughout the day, is totally fine, of 10 minutes apiece. I believe that warm-up should be there. Your daily warm-up should certainly be in there. And then go into movement with your sliding glides and your handling if you're doing SV flow, and it's full body. Notice that when you're doing this, it's both you're moving your body because you're walking, and also you're moving the cane at the same time. You can set it down and go into an empty hand flow. This doesn't take a lot. You shouldn't be rushed while you're doing it, and the whole time you're breathing, because this is tension-free movement that doesn't break down your body, right? It's not taxing to your system in that sense. On the contrary, it's oxygenizing you. It's giving you life. It's refreshing. It's like a mental break. Yeah? That's one aspect of it. The other aspect is that 2-3 times you can get full body strengthening, and that's your squatting, your push-ups, or if you're doing a band work, that's how you go about it. And it's full body when you're doing that. And that should definitely challenge you, but it shouldn't be exhausting. None of this should leave you shaking where your nerve system is doing this, because that was fatiguing, and that doesn't have a part in SV and how we do things. And so the other half of this is, what about the food intake and increased, the increased calories? And it's part of the holiday. SV teaches there. And by the way, we're not making any medical claims. I should preface by saying all that. But SV doesn't get into real specifics as to you have to have this. And everybody's different with that, but SV just looks at portion control. Okay, and an easy way to not get in trouble is, you're cutting everything in half. Now, how realistic is that during the holidays? There's going to be times that you blow it. There's going to be a day where you maybe blew it the whole day. It's not what just happens in that day. Remember, it's what happens on a regular basis, continuously. So if I had an off day, guess what? The next day, I'm going to start my day with movement and with circulation and with drinking water. And I'm going to try to avoid, this situation where you're eating and you shouldn't have, but right? If you ever find yourself going, where you have to, take a deep breath because you've gone overboard. You've gone overboard. And so it's all about balances. What that's going to do is it's going to help you come January, because you've kept yourself in motion. That's how it should be all the time. If you're listening to this, if you're seeing this for the first time, and you want to know how to do it, you have several options. And today, by the way, is the last day. You have a 20% discount on the Sobrevivencia All Access Pass. It's made up of 3 components. You have the annual membership, you have the Zoom pop-up sessions. That alone, 9 sessions going from March through November 2025. And you have the Sobrevivencia, the new vintage newsletter, which is going to be dynamite. You're getting those 3 components, and you got a 20% discount on that. That's certainly a very integrated and inclusive way of doing it. And then we're in December. December 19th is your pop-up session. If you've been following along, it's number 3. You don't have to have done the first 2 to come in, but it's going to be on essential applications. And boy, that's something that attracts everybody, right? Because it's the self-protection aspect of it and different variety of different attacks. How do you respond? How do you apply? You get to keep the recording. Again, if you have questions on any of this, this is the time to go ahead and give us a call. We're at 800-289-8188. We are available to answer all your questions. Do that first before enrolling in anything, just to make sure that you get it right. I'm Joe Robaina for American Cane Self-Defense and Sobrevivencia. Keep caning, stay safe. I'll see you on the next video.